There we go. Hello. It's been a while. We're still trying to figure out what we're doing here. It's been so long. So, Grizz Nation, Fight on Montana is back on the airways here. Sorry for the layoff. I've been super busy moving and selling and moving houses, and then just work schedules and technical difficulties. And
yeah. We planned on recording last week, and then my computer, I got a new work computer, and I used to be able to go through that. Well, now there's a firewall, so now our home computer is slow and old. So we bought a new home computer. So it's like, we got past the technical difficulties.
There we go. Good
to be back, though.
It is. So how are you doing, Luke?
Yeah, I'm good, man. It's like you said, it's been a long time, but we've both been we've been wanting to do pods, and it's like, oh, I'm traveling here for work, or my house just sold or it didn't sell. And like for me, it's been just lots of work travel. I've been everywhere from Kansas City, Des Moines, Omaha, Wichita, Springfield, like all over the dang place for work. So, it's nice to be back though and talk a little Grizz football, because even though we haven't been on air, we've been still talking about it and seeing all the moves, and heard some stuff about spring ball. Still bummed that they won't put it on air so that everybody can see it and just make some money. It's like, make some money for the NIL or the university or something. People would pay.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. So it's been good over here on this side, guys. I've sold my previous house, moved in with my parents while our other house was getting done, and now we're moving into our new house. And as you can see, I don't have my office yet. I'm in my bedroom, and it's I'm sitting at a dresser.
Hey, you gotta make do.
Exactly.
The reason I have the big black thing here is so you can't see my chest freezer and all my camping and fishing gear.
That's awesome.
We make do.
Exactly. Well, guys, this podcast, what we have planned for you is we're going to do a offensive side of the ball and go over through the roster, and then we'll do a defensive side of the ball. And so we'll try our best and give you the relevant and most up-to-date information that we know.
Precisely.
So there is a finger quotes that we know. There's a lot of things swirling around in the Twitterverse or eGrizz or whatever. So this is what we know up to this date of time. If you've heard anything, it might be true, it might not be true, but this is what we know. So and so we're going to have a little graphic. If you are on YouTube, you'll be able to see this. If you're not on YouTube, go check it out after you listen, and we'll try to see. If you can't see it, we're sorry. We're still trying to next week or whenever we do a defensive side of the ball, hopefully we'll blow it up and it'll be a little bit bigger for you guys can see. But always, guys, rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen. Like you said, you can see our beautiful mugs on YouTube if you would like. But also, give us a review. I think we have like 40 reviews on Apple, which I know there's probably way more of you that listen. So give us a 5-star review. We'd love to hear from you. It helps us get the podcast out there to more people with Apple's algorithm. The more reviews you have, the better you are, and it sends it out a little bit better. So algorithms, But let's go into some things up to date.
I want to talk about one thing real quick.
Yes.
I'm surprising you with this. Well, I mean, just because
it
was like breaking news, and I know we're talking about offense, but we all saw the 37 went to Clay Oven, which is awesome. I was actually surprised how many texts I was getting with like, oh my gosh, it's not a senior, because for a little while here it has been a senior, but back in the day it used to be given to like a freshman or an underclassman generally, who we think that the previous 37 thought was going to be, a legit player and stuff. Like I remember when Andy Pettit gave it to Cichet, and Cichet was just like a freshman. So it was like, that was okay to do. And so I think it's kind of cool that they're giving it to Clay, who's a redshirt sophomore,
Yep.
So we could have three years of the same number 37, which is pretty cool. So,
and to me, you know, it's a Billings native, so that's where I'm from.
that's two
And so
Billings guys in a row. So
exactly.
pretty cool.
And it was cool, like the picture that they did. If you guys haven't seen it, they did it on the rims of Billings, and so really cool how they did that when they passed it off the jersey.
And the football on fire, like in the oven, like that.
Yep.
That was pretty sweet. So
that was. So yeah, that's some big news. They also have said that they're going to have 2 games on ESPN. Montana versus Idaho on ESPN, and then the Sac State game on ESPN too.
Speaking of that Sac State game, so I looked because I'm going to be traveling that week. Of that game, and it's actually a Friday night game.
Oh, like, is it really?
Yeah, I was looking. I was like, wait a minute, because I was looking at the Grizz. Because anytime I'm traveling, I'm like, okay, are the Grizz out of town? Are they in town? You know, because I'm going to be actually over in Southern Washington that week.
Okay.
So fishing for steelhead, and I was like, ooh, I could go back for a Grizz game. Well, I was like, oh, it's Sac State. Then I looked. It's Friday night at 8:30 p.m. Mountain time. So
oh wow,
Friday night.
That's like 9:30 on the West Coast. That's like 9:30 on the West Coast.
No, 7:30 West Coast.
Oh yeah, because it's a hour
other direction. Yeah,
other direction.
Yeah, but if you're East Coast, then it's like 11:30. That's a late game on the East Coast. But still, I'm like, I'm gonna have to go find a bar somewhere. Luckily, it's on ESPN, so I can just go find a bar, and you know, it'd probably be ESPN2 or something like that. But that's
so far it says ESPN2 for that Sac State game, and then ESPN on the Idaho game. So
cool. And the Idaho one's in Missoula, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very cool.
So, and I think that's the first ESPN game that we've had, isn't it? That is at Wagriz.
Oh, maybe at Wagriz, because we've played a few the last few years, but I think you're right. They may have been road games.
Because I think the Eastern Washington was a road game.
Obviously.
Yeah. But nice. That's awesome.
I got one more question for you before we get into the offense.
Yes.
You plan on going back to any games this year?
Yes.
Or is it early for that? Like, have you started?
No.
Games?
I know I'm going to try making it back for the Cat Grizz game, or Grizz Cat, whatever you want to say, the rivalry game, and then try to do another one.
Yeah, rivalry game for sure for me. Going to be back for that. Especially, I like it because it's like the week before Thanksgiving, so we're going to roll that into a whole week off from work and go probably up to Spokane and see the folks for Thanksgiving and stuff. So,
nice.
Yeah, definitely going to that one. But same with you. I was like, that's what I was really hoping when I was going to be down there. I was like, oh, be sweet as a home game. No, away game. But I'm going to try to swing one more if I can. So
yeah,
the Idaho game would be pretty sweet too. Just ESPN and stuff.
When is that one? Idaho game. I'm trying to look up here.
Yeah, I want to say it's later.
September 27th.
Oh, it is.
That's
kind of early.
The 27th.
September 27th.
They don't have a time on that one to be determined.
I could make that happen. That might happen. That could happen. We'll see. My daughter doesn't have any like choir concerts. That could happen. That might be fun.
Well, so let's kind of go over just the schedule, and I think we'll go over like and break it down, guys. But we do not have a bye this year, so we have 12 games.
Yeah,
we have 12 games, 8 home games,
8 home games,
8 home games, and I think that's why we don't have a bye, is because of those 8 home games. And exactly. September 6th is our first game. It's against Central Washington. So we have 4 straight home games. So you got Central Washington, North Dakota, Indiana State, Idaho, and then you have your first road game in October, Idaho State.
Okay.
Another home game against Cal Poly.
Okay.
You have a weird Sacred Heart.
Oh, yeah. I think that's where our bye would have been.
I think so, too. Yeah. But it's another home game. It's right in the middle of Big Sky season, which is really weird.
That is weird.
Hopefully we just play all of our freshmen and sophomore. Like, hey, go
Hopefully we can,
get some practice. And then you've got at Sac State, at Weber State. Then you've got Eastern Washington at home, at Portland State, and then the rivalry game.
Okay.
So
I just tied that up. We're going to go 12-0.
Yeah, I'm not saying 12-0. Even though
it's the off season, I haven't even thought about it yet. I'm just like, okay, that's a W, that's a W, that's a W, that's a W. Here's my little tally marks. 12-0. You can't really. There you go. I can't.
I'm kind of apprehensive of that because last year we're like, oh, 10, at least 10, at least 10.
No, I don't know what, like, I haven't studied their teams yet or any of that stuff. Like, we'll definitely break it down, but this is the time of the year where you can go, yeah, we're 12-0.
Yeah. Well, and if you just look at the schedule, like,
the good thing is we get the Cats and Eastern at home.
Yeah. Well, and then you have Weber State, new quarterback.
Yep.
Right. Sac State, new quarterback, new everything.
That's the one game that I know has got some people nervous, just because they've been getting a lot of high end talent.
Oh yeah.
In the off season because of their coach, and it's kind of got. I can't remember who their coach is, but he was like a former NFL guy, I believe, and just like he's getting some of that like Dion-ish, where they're getting some high end talent and stuff there.
And how they run
the team. So
and how they run their system is a little bit different too. But Idaho, new coach.
Yeah. Gone down to New Mexico. Be interesting to see how he does down there.
Eastern Washington, new quarterback. Yeah. Portland State, new quarterback.
So I'm saying there's a lot of new out
Montana State, new quarterback.
Yeah.
Like
no more touchdown Thomas touchdown Tommy
touchdown. No, it's gonna be weird because like the best quarterback that you probably have would be, I think, Pennington from NAU.
Oh sure.
Because then you're like, who else?
We don't play NAU, do we?
No, we don't.
So
we luck out. That's
a team that I think you got to watch. That's the team I'd watch out for that I think is going to make some noise in the Big Sky this year.
The only thing with them is their schedule is super difficult.
Still, they could be that team that just upsets people. I don't know. I feel like ever since we lost to them that 1 year bad, they've been kind of on the rise ever since then. I feel like they're making progress. So
yeah, the one thing that's not Grizz football related. It is about Sac State. Here in the next couple of weeks, guys, it's going to be interesting to see because they are going to be hearing from the NCAA to see if they got their waiver to go FBS.
Oh, move up to FBS, yeah.
And so even if they had a great year, they might be not eligible for the playoffs.
Right.
But their first game is August 30th at South Dakota State.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
They're playing in Brookings,
yeah.
Which is interesting. I'm definitely going to watch that game.
Oh, yeah.
Just to see how they stack up. Which
South Dakota State, even though they've lost coaches and stuff too, they're still pretty loaded. They should do well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So
a lot of change this year across the FCS landscape, though. A lot of newbies, but if you're a good team, you're just going to reload. You're not going to, it doesn't affect you. So
yep. So guys, let's get down into this offensive side of the ball. I'm going to show our graphic here. Let us hear 1 second here.
There it is.
There it is.
So where do you want to start?
Well, do you want to start out at quarterback?
Or do you want to end there?
It doesn't matter to me.
Let's start with long snapper.
Long snapper. There we go. Grayson Peibel coming back, right?
Solid.
Yep.
No worries there at
all. Punter and kicker, you've got Ty Morrison coming back. Pretty solid there.
Yeah, he's only going to keep improving. That's the way I see that. Nice to actually have a punter that's going to be back again. Like
exactly.
We've just been breeding punters and they've been leaving. It seems like so.
And then you go into the offensive line, guys.
You missed the kicker.
Sorry, kicker. Well, kicker. I'm thinking is going to be what's
kickers
that?
are people too.
Well, I think that's going to be Ty Morrison, though, right?
I think you're right.
I think you have Joe Silver still there, and then you have Braden. Is it Braden Boyer?
Boyer, I think, yeah.
Which is probably our redshirt freshman. I think he was there last year. I think he actually walked on, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right. I agree. I think Morrison's our kicker. But
yeah,
Silver, you never know. I have no idea what they're doing in the offseason. So
yeah,
him being a senior too, you just never know. It's nice that we have a little depth though, just in case.
Well, and if you're seeing this graphic, guys, you're kind of wondering where they're going to go for next year. Because Grayson will be gone for your long snapper. Morrison, if he doesn't get a waiver of some sort, will probably be not eligible because he's a senior this year. So it'll be interesting to see how they progress next year.
Yeah.
So, offensive line. This is probably the most movement we've had this year.
Look how deep that is now.
Exactly. We've brought in a lot of guys. And also with transfers as well. If you can see, we are already lost some as well. You have Grimsrud that is no longer there, right? You have blanking off the top of my head.
I can't remember either.
Oh my gosh.
But I mean, like, I look at it and there's only 3 seniors. You got Pamphilov, Brown, and Johnson. You know, so I mean, is that good or bad? I mean, I think it's actually good to see all this depth that's still young.
You've got Klimzak that came back as well.
Yeah, that's right. Klimzak came back.
So you've got
right. He got the grad extra year. So we got that's 4 then that
So you've got Pamphilov that started, you've got Klimzak that started, you've got Brown that has started. Yeah. Johnson, I believe, started some. I believe.
And the thing with Klimzak is I was really excited about that because your center, as we talked to who was our center 2 years ago? AJ Forbes.
Yep.
We talked to him and you saw how smart AJ is.
Yeah.
Like you need to have a smart center and someone, I think, more than a year. So the fact that he can come back for a second year, he's just going to get better.
Yeah.
They
were lucky to have that because they don't have McCabe there.
Right.
McCabe
was, I think, who they thought were going to be the next center, right?
Exactly. I think that's who they thought. And then he graduated and I believe that he got married too. And so they kind of were like, oh, crap, we got to get somebody.
Right.
Klimzak decided to come back. So we're very lucky in that part.
Dr. Klimzak.
It's
like, whatever, man.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just trying to go in here. So you've got, I'm just going to read down the line, guys. Austin Bueller. You've got Bronson Henriksen, which he transferred over last year from the defensive side of the ball to the offensive side of the ball. You've got Everett
Junior. I'd be interested to see how he does this year. So
yeah. Well, in that he's tall in stature.
Yeah.
So you probably see him as a tackle.
Yeah,
he's 6'5".
Yeah.
You got Everett Johnson. He's that redshirt senior from, I believe, Cal. Dylan Cohn, redshirt sophomore. You've got Matt. I'm going to redshirt freshman Hilden. You've got Tate Jeske, redshirt freshman. You've got Cannon Pamphilov.
I think Pamphilov, I think he's going to kind of be the leader on the offensive line this year a little bit.
Oh, I think so too.
He's such a fan favorite and just I just feel like he's good in the locker room and yeah, that's going to be good stuff. So
you've got Colin Amick. I'm probably saying your name wrong. I'm sorry. Trevor Steinbach. Tate Templeton. Freshman.
Yeah.
As well. Which I think he's actually
That's kind
He
of fun to
redshirted last year, so I think he'd be a redshirt sophomore.
Tate Templeton with the pancake.
Then you've got Michael Ray. This guy, Lucas Freitas, I think he's going to be big this year.
Yeah, 6'6", 312.
6'6", 312.
Big dude. Big dude.
And then you've got Liam Brown.
Heck yeah.
These are the
reliable.
incoming.
Liam should have a solid year for us again too.
Exactly. These blue here are our freshmen that are coming in. So you got Lincoln Holer, Quinlan Hyatt. I'm gonna really butcher this name. I'm sorry. Kaliki Kanu.
Another Hawaiian connection, KK.
Yes. And then you've got Ezra Meyer. And then you've got.
And those are some big dudes that we got for the offensive line too coming
right.
in.
You got 6'5", 330, 6'5", 250, 6'7", 270, 6'6", 280.
Big dudes.
And those are freshmen.
Yeah.
Carter Bowen is a junior, 6'7", 320.
What's the white? Sorry.
So the white are the ones that we've got off of transfers.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
They weren't on the roster as of yet, but they announced them, and I did not know. I tried going back and seeing where they were at their last school, but some of them were JUCOs, and I did not know where they were going to put them or class them at.
And now with that new JUCO rule, you may get 4 more years of eligibility.
Exactly.
So
and that's why I kind of left them blank, because I'm like, I have no clue.
Yeah, that makes good sense. I have no clue where they're going to end up. But those are some big dudes, 6'4", 6'4", 6'5", 290, 301, 295. Yeah, some good size.
So you've got Jose Belver Mendoza, Patrick Millarn, and Dylan. I'm not going to get that name. Jumazagard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The writing's little, so it looks small.
Yeah, sorry. The writing's little, and I'm trying to pronounce these, so it's like, oh gosh, this is horrible. You got Cade Klimzak coming back, and then Ryan Tripp, which they added him late.
Well, and so I was just wondering, is that Ryan Tripp related to the other Montana Trips?
That's what I was wondering too.
That's been a question. I mean, like it wouldn't surprise me. We're not sure. If let us know.
Well, he is from Big Sky, though.
Yeah. I think he is. I think he's a Tripp. Maybe not brother, but a relative.
I'm just looking on here, and I think he is, because I see some pictures here that I think are family.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It's part of the legacy Trips.
Yep. Wide receiver, probably. I'm not really worried. And let's talk about the O-line before we get into another section. Where do you think we're at with O-line?
Well, so here's the thing, I guess that's the biggest question, is we got a new coach again, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but like I've been hearing lots of good things, and like I think too, bringing that coach in before spring, and it seemed like he was helping with recruiting somewhat too, and some of these transfers. So, yeah, I'm excited for it. I was kind of disappointed when we lost the other guy, because it's just like you hate seeing that kind of attrition, but it is part of college football. So I just hope that the guys trust him, and the fact that we got Klimzak back, I think was huge for us, and so I think he'll start at center. I think you're going to have Pamphloff at a tackle, Brown at a tackle. Then it's like, what are we filling with these guards? Are we going to see some of these guys that are in the white there fill in? And I know that they like to rotate a little bit too. I mean, less than the D-line, because you try to keep that mesh group,
Yeah.
I think Everett's probably going to be a starter, or at least rotate.
Yeah, I think you got Everett probably at one of the tackles. So you probably have Panflov as the left tackle, Everett as the right tackle. You've got Klimzak as your center, and then you've got Liam as one of your guards.
Right.
And then probably Freitas as your other guard.
Do you think Liam's going to be a guard?
That's where he played last year.
Oh, I thought for some reason I thought he was playing tackle. What the? See what I know?
No, I think he was playing guard last year.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
I believe because you had Panfilov on the outside, and then you had Brown, Klimzak, then you had Grimsrud and Casey.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because
we
lost the whole right side.
You're right. But Brown was playing guard. You're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
I feel better just knowing that we got some transfers from some high. I think we got transfer from Cal. We got
well, that's Everett, right?
Yes. And I believe we had another one that came too. I want to say Jim Zergaard is either there was a North Carolina State guy.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's him.
That's right. I'll see if I can find that real quick.
Yeah. So, and I was just, while you look up that, I was just going to go over our offensive line coach, Cameron Norcross. I think Culture did an interview with him, guys. If you kind of want to learn more about him, I'll just give you kind of the info. So he was hired on April 8th. He's got 20 plus years with extensive experience in the SEC, Mountain West, and Conference USA. Last year, he was at Kennesaw State, where he was the O-line coach and run game coordinator. And Kennesaw State, I believe that was their first season at the FBS level.
So that was Patrick Matan, O-line 6'3" at North Carolina, NC State.
And I don't think I have him on there.
Yeah, no, you do.
Yeah, I do.
He's the center one. So he's yeah. That's he looks. You see his picture of the Wolfpack.
Oh yeah,
he looks intense.
Yeah, and then I think the Jim Zergaard is either it's another big transfer.
So yeah, he came from Cal. Jim Zergaard.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I thought. We got them back to back.
Yep.
Matan came over, and then we're probably murdering Dylan. We'll call him from Cal. I mean, so those guys are good. I mean, I feel like they should be in rotation.
Yeah. Well, and you don't transfer in expecting to be not playing, right?
Yeah, especially well, like I think about Patrick Matan from NC State. We know Coach Dorn down there, former Grizz coach. Mm-hmm. Him and Bobby are friends. He's not going to give Bobby a kid that's, like Bobby says, I know these kids coming in. We talk to their coaches and stuff. They know about them if they're going to fit in. My guess is like Dorn's like, look, he's not going to start here. He could start there.
Yep.
You want this kid. Like he can make a difference for you. And this kid probably just wants to play. I mean, you get down in there like in the FBS like that, and you're behind some All-American, maybe he'll come here and be an All-American. So I'm excited to see these guys and see what they can do.
Well, and I'm excited just to see the new line coach, just because the way that they've been recruiting is heavily on the offensive line, and they've been getting a lot of guys recruiting wise. And he's got a lot of experience. So he was at 2 seasons at UNLV, 4 seasons at Vanderbilt, 4 seasons at Fresno State. He coached at his alma mater in Nevada.
Yeah.
So he coached against Bobby at Nevada and Fresno State, and also at UNLV and San Diego State when they were both coaching. So I think he is going to be a good.
It feels like we got a lot of depth on the offensive line, which is good.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to get into it a little bit, but I mean, we got some talent in our skill positions, and if you don't, have the talent up front, well, good luck.
Yep.
We know that's a fact. It all starts up front, and I feel like that's what we're doing. We're trying to secure that line so that we can open up holes and protect people and do all the stuff we need to do so that we can make our specialty guys look really good.
Yep. Well, and a lot about Coach Norcross. He's been offensive line his whole year. It's not like he's been tight ends or whatever. There's
all he's done is offensive.
So there was one stint where in Nevada where he was offensive line, run game coordinator, and tight ends. But other than that, it's
if you're running
line.
the, like our type of offense too, the tight ends are an extension of the offensive line.
Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, I don't think, and run game coordinator, well, like that makes sense. Your offensive line coach is opening the holes for you. So yeah.
So I feel pretty good. It's kind of hard to say like our front four, front five, I feel pretty good with. It's just to see the development behind that is going to be important because
that would be nice to see.
We know in a season you're going to need what, 8-10 guys.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That's just it. I mean, especially this year, no bye.
Yep.
I mean, this is going to be a year of attrition. I mean, it's like you got to be, you're hoping let's make the playoffs and get a first round bye to get your first bye of the season. I mean, that's intense.
Well, and that's why that Sacred Heart game, man, do you just like rest all your starters? Like you're in the middle of Big Sky Conference play. Sacred Heart, you better not lose that game, but you're not going to lose. You would have to be catastrophic, right? Like it would be amazing in a bad way.
No, like that's just, we can't lose that game. That would just, derail the whole thing. It's, I mean, I felt like last year we underperformed, right? We all felt that. It's like, coming off of a national championship run. So like now I still think the expectation is, I saw a thing Bobby posted the other day, like he wants to go back to, I think he said Frisco, but in Texas, but I think he meant Tennessee. Maybe he doesn't realize that, Bobby only focuses on the first game. It's in Nashville. And I want to go to Nashville. I've never been to Nashville. That'd be awesome.
Nashville, I hear, is an amazing place.
That's what I've heard too. So, like it'd be, I think the expectation from this whole group, our whole team, should be national championship. So
exactly. And just looking at that offensive line, if we can just solidify that offensive line, I believe the running back situation that we have, it's going to be really interesting on how we lean on our skill guys. And so let's go from the offensive line into one of the skill areas, the wide receiver group.
Okay.
This is, and you might have a different perspective on this. And guys, I'm sorry if I'm like really, really red in the face. To tell you more about our house, our upstairs bedroom doesn't have AC and it isn't flowing very well. So it is extremely hot. So if I'm red in the face, that's why. Trying to work that out, trying to figure that out, but it is extremely hot up here. But yeah, wide receiver. I'm super excited to see the development because I really do feel like we have some guys there that can take up what we're losing. And it's probably one of the areas I'm most excited to see because we have so much talent that I want to see it because we're losing a lot, guys. We're losing White. We're losing a lot there, right?
Yeah.
And congratulations to Keelan White being drafted third. Well,
he's been doing well. He's already playing. Yeah. If you're watching CFL ball, he's up there making plays and stuff.
Yep. And then Bergen being drafted to the Niners. And so you lose that.
Did you see that call stuff? Like
yes.
the Bergen call?
Yes.
He's like, my guys have been telling me all about you and stuff. They really wanted you. And it's awesome that they wanted him. Like they were, that's so cool. Like I'm so happy for him, man.
Yeah. I can't wait to see him play, man. I hope he earns a spot and does well. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So, but to go down wide receiver, right? I believe, and who knows, Monty Gilman, I believe is an athlete.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to use him at wide receiver just because.
I think so too.
That's just where I put him.
I think they're going to use him like slot and like even like running sweeps and stuff like that. Yeah. Like just kind of a gadget player. Like,
well, and I wonder if he can do punt return.
Oh yeah, that'd be sweet.
Wouldn't that be sweet?
Yeah, I've heard that kid is special. Like
he's super fast.
like
super
and
quick.
shifty, and just
Yep.
like we've heard from people that have watched practices, that kid's hard to tackle.
Yes.
So like that's what I think punt returner, kick returner, things like that too.
Yep. If you don't get him on the initial hit, it is hard to get him because he's so quick.
Yeah.
Then you've got Drew Deck coming back for his senior year.
Heck yeah, there's a lot of people thought Drew wasn't coming back. So
that was the rumor. That was the rumor. Then you've got Brooks Davis, which he had a phenomenal spring game. So
big time
great to
spring
Brooks.
Game. And we've been seeing some off-season stuff. That kid is putting the work in.
He is. It's so awesome to see.
His dad Anthony shared some videos with us. And, you know, we would tell him all the time, like, the kids that are the greatest are the ones that are put the work in when no one's watching.
Exactly.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Brooks is putting the work in.
He is putting the work in.
I am so freaking excited to see what he can do this fall. Like, I think he's going to surprise everybody. So
I think so too.
Yeah, I'm really pumped to see that. So
and he's got 4 years.
Yeah,
because he redshirted last year, and so it's amazing what we have. We've got Cameron Guernsey.
Yep, Gurns. Hell yeah, that's gonna be sweet. Seeing Gurns get some touches.
Jordan Dewar, redshirt sophomore.
Very nice.
You got Ian Finch, which he caught a touch? Didn't he catch a touchdown?
He did. In the South Dakota State game, didn't he?
Yeah, didn't he?
I think right at the end there, he caught one, if I remember right.
Yeah.
It was on the far end of the field from where I was sitting, but yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
So then you got LaKeldrick Bridges, which we've heard LaKeldrick Bridges and Brooks Davis have had a phenomenal
we saw a little bit of Bridges in the South Dakota State game too, and stuff.
Exactly.
And some other things like those. Again, those two paired up, man. I'm like, ooh, see what those two can do, especially to some of them corners. Like, we've got some speed there between Bridges and Davis. Like, watch out.
And then you've got Dayton Toney, redshirt senior there.
I don't know a lot about him.
I don't either. I think he, and if I'm wrong, I think he transferred in a couple years ago. I believe.
He's probably playing a lot of special teams and stuff for us.
Yeah. And then you've got Bridger Smith, who's a wide receiver freshman coming in. You've got Corbin Hendricks, which I heard he is from Arizona State, guys, transfer from Arizona State, and he's got the build, right? He's got the D1 build of a body, super quick, super hard to tackle.
Isn't he a little banged up right now?
I've been hearing that. I haven't heard anything, but I've heard he banged up pretty good. It'll be interesting to see if he plays this year.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I think I'm not sure. Yeah, we haven't heard what. But we know he wasn't playing in spring because he was banged up. So
you got Michael Wortham, the transfer from Eastern Washington.
Where's he going to be? Like he could jump over and play like QB.
Well, and he's that Swiss Army knife where you're going to be using him probably as a kick returner, probably as a wide receiver, probably as a running back, quarterback. And I think I heard something where I think it was one of the coaches say that he will have touches at quarterback position.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
So there will be some
Wildcats.
And that's he did that at Eastern Washington.
Right.
He was Wildcat. So Jamal Ward, I believe, is a freshman from Texas.
Oh, nice.
And then you've got Weston Adams. He was a Illinois transfer.
That's right.
And then you've got Blake Bohannon.
Oh yeah, for the recent Kennesaw State transfer.
Kennesaw State. Yep. So, which is interesting because you got that Norcross from Kennesaw State last year as well.
Yeah.
So you've got some experience.
A lot of depth at wide receiver.
A lot of depth. With you mix in some, you've got Wortham and you've got Bohannon that have experience.
Yeah.
Plus just the raw talent we have there. You know, it's going to be interesting to see who takes advantage of it.
Well, I mean, after losing Junior and White last year, a lot of people were nervous.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think you and I felt that way because we knew what was coming. Like between Bridges and Davis, it's like, with just those two, I was like, well, I feel pretty good that they're coming. And then that with Deck coming back, because that was a big question mark. I mean, I was one too. I was like, man, I don't know. Like there was just so many rumors, and and then he wasn't one that left. I think it's awesome that he came back because I think Drew Deck could be a leader out there on the wide receiver room for us.
Well, and that's my next question for you, Luke. Is you only have what 4 spots?
Yeah.
You know, who gets those spots? You know, me thinking Drew Deck's got to have probably the slot, right?
Yeah, I think Deck's there.
You've got probably Brooks
will have one, and Davis, I think.
But then you've got Bohannon coming in from Kennesaw State. You got
we're just gonna go 5 wide and chuck the ball over.
That would be amazing. I would love that. I would love that.
Let's go 5 wide and just tuck that thing.
Yeah.
I mean, but then at the same time, you're like, well, wait. We haven't got to running back yet. And we have All-American running backs. Yeah. These are good problems to have, people. Like having so much talent back there. Like that is good. That's what it'll be cool to see who emerges because it's going to be a battle. And we know how Bobby likes to have those position battles.
Yep.
Well, guess what, folks? There's going to be a battle here for those wide receiver spots because there's a lot of talent out there.
There's
a lot of guys that want to get on the field. So,
it'll be interesting to see what happens with that position group.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Gerns is one. Like that kid's tough.
Yeah. Yep.
New kid. You know, it's like he's going to want to get it. I mean, these guys. Now, the other good thing about this, like if any of these guys can tackle well, we got good special team players here too. Like,
exactly.
Stuff. So, I mean, that's the other thing we got. So,
yeah.
Well, I'll tell you right now, if any of them want to get on the field, learn how to block. Like that seems to be the ticket for Bobby's offense. If you want to get on the field, block downfield as a wide receiver.
Block downfield. And that's where you kind of see last year, Keelan was awesome at that as well.
Remember Racanelli too?
Racanelli.
Racanelli was one of the best downfield blockers on the team. God, that kid was good.
I wish he came back, but he's playing at like Wake Forest now.
Yeah.
So, tight end group, which is very talented as well.
Evan Schaefer coming back.
Evan Schaefer coming back for his grad year.
Love it.
We've got a transfer, Josh Gale from UC Davis.
Yep.
You've got Titus.
Finally figured out who to play for in the Big Sky.
Yeah, exactly. Right? You've got Titus Rohr. He's a redshirt junior, transferred from Tennessee.
Big dude, 6'7", 261.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see that Titus and Evan Schaefer probably is that dual.
Oh my God.
Let's just put 7 out there and run some ball.
Hammer it. Oh my gosh.
And then you got Melita, or I can't read it, but it's Davis. He's a tight end, 6'5", 230. He's that incoming tight end that they got. You got Danny Sermon, redshirt freshman, probably coming in at 6'6". I think that says 240.
Yeah.
You've got Jake Olson, his redshirt senior year, 6'7", 258. And then you've got Grimzak, I believe, coming back as well.
Yep.
6'5", 241. You've got some big boys there. You've got some producers. That Josh Gale is probably going to be your pass threat.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah. And also Jake, I think Jake can too. He's super quick for how big he is.
Yeah. Well, even Schaefer, get that ball. He trucks people.
Yeah. You've got 2 different kind of theories there. You got your big guys that can block and let's just run it down, and then you've got some guys that are athletes that can catch and everything. So it's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah, like we said earlier, tight ends an extension of the offensive line. So and that's what those boys look like.
Yeah.
They're a cheeseburger away from being a lineman. So.
Dude, that's right. Oh, so going into it, guys, depending on what they play, you've got Schaefer, you've got Grimzak, you're probably going to see Gale. Those are the 3 I'm thinking
we're going to rotate.
You're going to see.
We're going to rotate a lot, though. I think if these guys are good, like they're going to. I mean, having them fresh, especially in running downs and stuff, and just rotating them in there.
And these guys are going to play on special teams. A lot of these guys play. The tight ends definitely play on special teams as well.
Yep, absolutely.
So always good to see those guys. So not very not really worried there as well.
Yeah, I feel good about it. Like,
I feel good about it as well. Running back. I know that you were very, very like worried about this group, right, Luke?
yeah, we don't know anybody coming back. Like, again, running back, it's like, again, I'm going to say this too. There was a lot of people that were worried Eli was leaving, and I was just like, man, I had the pleasure of meeting his mom at South Dakota State and talking to her in person, and just the feeling I got from her and stuff, and just seeing what Eli is like with his teammates, I was not surprised he stayed. Like, it's like, man, that kid loves being a Grizz, wants to be a Grizz. His brother's here too. It's like, the grass isn't always greener on the other side.
No, and it just says the character that he has.
Well, it totally says the character he's got.
That he sticks it out because he had the offers.
Oh, I'm sure he had. I know he did. And and I think our team, the coaches stepped up and said, "Hey, we're gonna get you some help up front."
Yep.
Like, look at that offensive line that we just loaded up there. So
exactly.
The problem we have is the depth we have.
Well, and let's go into that depth. Yeah. So let's start from the top, right? You got Eli Gilman, All-American running back, coming back for his junior year. He's the fastest, I believe, if I'm accurate enough here. I believe he's one of the fastest, if not the fastest, to 2,000 rushing yards.
Yeah, the Jerry Rice Award winner.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
someday I still think could be a Walter Payton Award winner, possibly. I mean, the guy is, he's good. Yeah.
His vision, just to be able to see, and that is, he's your Swiss Army knife there, right?
And I think, like,
do everything
between the vision, like his timing, like Johanse had this where you know when to go slow and when to go fast. Like, let your block set up, then go. That's sometimes the hardest thing, I think, for a college running back. It's so intense. You just want to hit the hole.
Yep.
Well, if you hit it too fast, sometimes you didn't give it time for it to develop and open up. And then, you're getting tackled or going to the wrong hole, or you're not, you're just banging against your all line. Well, Eli's so good at reading that, and just, it's pretty to watch. Like, it is awesome. So
when he gets the ball and you just, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
So
you never know when he's going to bust with them big ones too.
No.
So
you got Stevie Rocker coming back for his senior year. He gets not looked at because I think he does a lot of everything.
Yeah.
But man, he is super quick. Uses his body very well.
I mean, he's that. He's
going to be your bigger back.
Yeah, he's bigger, and it's just like he gives you that other type of back when you're in there and stuff. And just that he's going to be able to spill Gilman. But again, the guy at the top of the list,
Finoti.
Yeah.
So we saw him last year come in and just obliterate people. He's going to be a redshirt freshman because he did not burn that.
Right. It's going to be hard to, like,
who gets the touches?
Gilman and Finoti. Like, that's for Rocker. I'm like, man, Rocker, he's going to have a hard time seeing the ball with those two.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the thing about it. You can just keep them fresh. Now, the one thing I hope we don't do this year is if one's getting going, don't just yank him. Like we did that last year.
Exactly.
And it was like, man, let them, don't, someone's on a roll. Don't let them roll. Don't stop. Keep them going rather than this weird rotation that they ran sometimes.
The interesting, I'm trying to look it up here, is kind of on average how many times we ran the ball last year. So I'm kind of here we go. Rushing.
I just know, like you said, I mean, that's gonna be hard for the coaches to go. And they love competition, but Gilman and Finoti, it's 1-2 of. Can you imagine doing some? I mean, for me, I guess if I'm Pease, I'm going, how can I put them both back there at the same time?
Yeah,
and confuse the hell out of the other team, because that's what I would want to do. We saw that one formation one time where they had 3 of them back there.
Exactly, and then we never did it again.
I know. It's like, oh, that worked. Get that the hell out of here. Like, don't do that.
That makes too much sense.
Try this again.
So he ran the ball 502 times last year.
How much?
That's what it says. That's what it says on eGriz.
Compared to how many passes?
Let's see here. Passing. I'm
gonna guess
458.
Oh, I was close. It's 450. So yeah, more running than passing. That doesn't surprise me. But it's pretty even. Like if you think about it.
So if you look at that, let's just say probably the same this year, you're probably going to be doing a little. I would expect you to do a little bit more running. So maybe 550.
But we just got done saying how great our wide receivers are.
I know, but with that offensive line, wouldn't you expect to? Well,
here's what I think.
Run the ball.
You got to just purely look at that their team you're playing and say, where's their weak spot? If it is the secondary, okay, go light them up, and you can still run too. But then if it's their if it's their line and interior, okay. I mean, the thing is it leads to this. Like if you can start running the ball and all of a sudden they're putting 7, 8 in the box, well, guess what? We got Davis, Bridges, Drew Dak, like that. We can just Guernsey just chuck the ball down the field to then.
Yep.
And then they're like, oh, back him out. All right, we'll give it back to Eli and freaking Finoti. It's like it should be such a 1-2 that wherever that hole is, we should be able to just dominate. Like we should be able to dominate on offense, which we didn't last year.
No,
we didn't.
And we should have.
We should have.
We should have.
Yeah.
Which it just blew my mind. And I know Bergen was hurt. Keelan White was hurt. Yeah. A lot of our guys.
And you already said it. We don't have a bye. So the fact that we've got lots of depth, you're going to see a lot of rotation with all these positions because Bobby's always said it. We want to be fresh when it comes to November. We're not going to run, Eli and Finoti to death against Sacred Heart when we've got these other guys that could get a college football experience and you can win the game still. You don't need to, let them play, but get them out of there so we don't get them hurt. So
you would think though Eli's getting 15 to 20 touches, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean you still got to give him touches.
Because you're probably getting 30 to 40 runs per game depending on the team that you're playing.
Yeah.
Maybe more if you're depending on the team.
Yeah.
So you're saying probably 20 for Eli. If it's a heavy run, you've got 10 and 10 for Finoti and Rocker.
Maybe not. Maybe
15 and 5.
Maybe Rocker's not getting that many.
Yeah.
5. I think it all depends on the opponent. And the number one thing, this is all going to depend on their health. I tell you right now, if any of these guys get banged up whatsoever, they're going to get pulled and they're not going to play much. Like it's nope. We're going to heal you back up, get you 100%. Because again, we want them once you get to Big Sky Conference play, and then even more important, the playoffs, you need to have your horses.
Yeah.
So
that's
why we'll rotate. We'll rotate.
Those are the big three, right?
Yeah.
So behind that, you've got Tommy Running Rabbit.
And I'd love for him to see him on special teams or something, just because I feel like that could be a crowd favorite, Running Rabbit. That's
exactly right.
So cool.
Taylor Reynolds as well.
Yep.
And then you've got
legacy there.
Yep. So that was a legacy number, a legacy guy there. Man, I remember his dad, so amazing. But then you've got two freshmen, Chase Cook and then Hashim Jones, which he's from Connecticut.
Huh.
So I wonder the connection of how we got him over here from Connecticut.
There's got to be. He must have came to a camp or had some relative, or who knows? Maybe he came on vacation to Montana and was like, "I want to be here."
So 6 foot 215, big kid. Yeah. So
that's good.
Running back room. We're not going to see any glares right now. It's just who gets the ball, right?
Yeah, I mean, really, it's. Your two are going to be Gilman and Finoti, with Rocker falling right behind him, and then who gets the ball. And we've even heard that Monty Gilman has gotten some touches in the backfield. So,
and then you've got Wortham too. That's going to be in the backfield as well.
Yeah, there's some of that end around stuff, some of that stuff that Junior used to run, almost like a running back. So we'll see.
Yeah,
especially Wortham. Like there's going to be. I think we're looking at him to take some of those things that Junior did, where we'd have Junior throw the ball and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting for sure.
So, do you
All
want to
right.
go? You don't want to go over quarterback. We know who's going to, right?
Oh yeah, we know who the starter is, right?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh man.
I really, 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 really,
Oh,
really, really, really hope
can we
that
just pick a quarterback?
by week 3, and I'm being optimistic here, week 3 we have a starter, and that's what it is.
Okay.
I'd love it by week 1. That's not going to happen. I'm hoping by week 3. Last year was the whole damn season, so
I'm just I'm gonna try to get this. You know that's not gonna happen, right?
oh my god, I
You
know.
know it's not gonna happen. We're gonna do this again. We're gonna try to find a 2 quarterback system, and we're gonna run 2 of them.
Let's just
And
start Luke Flowers. There you go. That's our
oh my
starter.
gosh, oh my gosh. Um, and this is why, guys, I'm gonna be not very nice. Last year was a coaching mistake.
Oh, big time.
You cannot, and the staff, I don't know. I understand what you're trying to do. Ayat, great in some instances, not great in some instances. Do you let him ride that out? He got hurt, and so you couldn't ride him out, and then you put Fife in, kind of got pumped
Against
up
lesser
where playing
opponents.
lesser opponents, and then there were some instances where and I
Well,
told Luke this, he's not reading. He's looking for one read and one read only.
that's what he was doing. And then there's the big fight between him and Bobby, and like
Yeah.
it's we're intense, and it
Yep.
was
He
that was a
transferred out.
messy
He's
lot.
out over at New Mexico State, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
So,
Something like
but
I
you,
I really
you
hope Ayat's the starter and they just leave. I mean, unless Jensen's something special, but I heard he's okay, but it's like
but he's never done it in a game. Like so let's go over these and we can go and kind of go into them. So
sure.
We've got Keely Ayat. You guys know who he is.
Love him.
Legacy has the potential if he's coached right.
Yeah.
And that's the big key word. If he's coached right, I think they probably should have added a quarterback's coach.
I agree. Well, I guess isn't technically P's the quarterback coach?
But we have not developed a quarterback in what 15 years. So we can't. And that's the data. That's not just me. That's the data showing you that they can't develop a quarterback.
Yeah.
And it look at Vidlac. We had him.
Yeah.
Not good. Goes to
lesser opponents over there. I don't know.
Still though, running the system that is good for him.
He played out of his mind. And
yeah.
I tell you what, though, I was so glad that we didn't take Cliff back again.
I'm hoping. I'm knocking on wood right now that we don't, because
no, we're not. Like he got yet another year. I think that's like year 9 or something. I don't know.
It's crazy.
I just feel bad for Cliff. I don't get that whole deal, but I think Ayat's your guy. I hope that he seizes the position and takes it, kind of like Snead did.
Yeah,
like Snead did that. They're like, all right, who's the starter? He just walked up and took it, and it was like, oh, all right, that's what they're looking for. It's like, just go take it. I guess we'll see what Jensen does, because like we were talking about this when they first got him. You're like, the kid's never played.
No,
like, yeah, he comes from USC, but
he went to USC and did not play a down.
Yeah.
So in from all accounts, he was able to do a good job in the spring game.
Yeah.
All of the the videos that they showed on the offense were him throwing that I saw of like the little.
Well, and I know they didn't play Kaylee because I think he was nursing a little something, but
yeah.
Still, like, I don't know. What I was saying, Luke Flowers, I was partially joking because I've actually heard really good things.
I've heard amazing things,
like that he could be really good, and it's like,
I've heard really good things of him, that he has a arm.
Yeah, he can bomb it down the field.
Yeah.
So
you got Jake Jensen, guys, transfer out of USC. I believe he's only going to have 1 year. I think
so too. I think that's all he's got. But you never know. I mean, they love giving extra years out.
So that's why we're saying we believe guys, because we could be totally wrong. Just because I don't know how they're going to be doing class breakdowns anymore.
Well,
It's just so crazy.
and then there's the JUCO thing too, where we talked about like they can all have 4 years.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. And then what did we see the other day that the SEC is going to break off and do their own thing or something? Like one thing you can count on with college football is constantly changing right now. So
well, and I think they're meeting like the conference have met. I know, and I think that the Pac-12 and the Mountain West are like fighting over like millions of dollars.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, in the end, hey, it's all about money.
Yeah.
I mean, we all love watching it and going to this stuff and talking about it, but it's about money.
It's about money. Yeah. So Luke Flowers, he's your redshirt freshman, and then also Cody. I can't read. Schweikert.
Yeah, Schweikert.
And then you got Gage Slider, and then they added Drew Price. Freshman. So
it's good QB room.
You've got, and Bobby likes to have a breakdown of at least one quarterback per class, right?
Yeah, he does. He likes having that senior. I mean, and we knew when Fife left that he was going to get somebody.
He's going to go get somebody out of the senior area that has some experience.
He can't have experience, even though other programs can put a freshman in and dominate and do well. And it's just
guys, this is going to be kind of cruel, but this is where it's going to break our season this year, just like last year.
Yeah. I mean, the rest of the running back, tight end, wide receiver, O-line, I feel really good about.
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't feel good about Ayat. I just worry about the coaches and their stupid decisions that they make.
Sometimes. They can't get out of their way enough to do what's right. And so have they learned from last year?
Hopefully they learned. Gosh, let's just all hope they did.
The only time where I have seen them actually change is when they were in a contract year.
That's true. I mean, when we went to the national championship, that was a contract year. Bobby bet on himself. And
he actually changed and then said, okay, well, you know what? I can do this. I can make you guys shut up. So I don't believe it's a contract year.
It's not, but 8 home games, there's all the money to be made and stuff. It's like, and I know, there's bonuses for all the coaches if they do certain things and make certain things. So, there's incentives out there for it.
So if you look
and Bobby has one thing he's never checked off his list:
national championship,
national champion,
which he should have against Villanova. Oh my gosh,
right? He should have.
Oh my gosh,
has never checked that off. National champion. That's got to be looming over him. Like if he's not going to do it here at the Grizz, he's never going to do it.
Nope.
You know what I mean? So let's just as well figure it out. So
you've got 3 weeks.
Talent.
You've got 3 weeks to find a quarterback.
Yeah.
Central Washington, North Dakota, and Indiana State.
Well, North Dakota, we need some revenge on. So
okay. What I would like to see is they tell each quarterback, hey, you're going to have the first half. Hey, you're going to have the second half. Don't do this. Hey, we're going to put you in. Oh, you did something bad. We're going to pull you out.
Yeah. Well, Bobby.
Like last year.
God, he can't help himself. You fumble the ball as a running back, you're out. Throw a interception, seems like you're. Although now that's not totally true because there was times he left people in.
Yep.
So I don't know. It's really going to be interesting to see. I think KLA will start, but it'll be interesting. Everybody's going to be waiting for the hook.
Yep.
When's the hook coming? That's like everybody's going to be just watching for that. So
I hope Bobby has learned his lesson. I hope the coaching staff, because you have to hear it. The guys have to hear it. That they're hearing it from other bigger radio personalities. Coulter's saying it as well on ESPN radio.
Well, he's not listening to us. I guarantee you.
No, he's not listening to us.
I hope that when Fife left, that he listened to him. Leaving, going, hey man, this is open your eyes. So
yep. Yeah. And then it's not just us; it's all over.
No, every media outlet.
Sam Herder. You look at the Blue Bloods. You look at everything. They're like, hey, they're quarterback away.
Yeah,
they have everything else. their offensive line could be a little bit better and developed, a little bit better.
It's better. It's looking pretty good. Like I'm feeling pretty confident about the O-line.
And I think we're judged with Montana State, right?
Yeah.
With their O-line and how they've just developed and developed.
Yeah, because last year they lost a bunch and reloaded right back up.
Exactly. But you're just a quarterback away from doing it, right? Yeah. And you saw that when the last time we had a quarterback that they used and they stuck with.
Yeah.
So, well, that.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a step. I mean, I still feel really positive about Leighlou with all these weapons and stuff. I feel like if they could get him in there and just let him start rolling and feel comfortable, it could really open up and just get your ball to your playmakers and let them do their thing. I mean, it moves the running backs alone. Just hand the damn ball off and we'll run 1,000 yards. It's like, let's just run for 500 yards every game.
I honestly don't think that last year hurt him psychologically.
I don't think so.
He's a tough kid. Yeah. I think that.
Well, you saw that, I think, at the end of the South Dakota State game.
Yeah.
It was over, and they were almost testing, like, hey, go see if you can put one in. All right, I'll go put one in, and got the ball going to some of the guys he's going to be playing with this year and stuff. Yep. And so, yeah, I mean, I saw what they were doing there. Yeah, I think it could lead to some good things. I mean, they're doing summer camp right now, and the guys are out there practicing hard and, getting better each day. And like we said, we know that Brooks isn't the only one out there grinding.
No, there's a lot of them that are grinding. There's a
lot of guys in this team that are doing that same thing.
Yep.
Doing that work that you have to do when no one's watching, because that's how you make, championships. Putting the work in when nobody's watching. So.
And it's like, what are you going to do more than – because at this level, if you're going to be good, you're putting in the work. Yeah. So what are you doing more than other people that are going to push you forward to be above the rest?
Kobe Bryant talking about being there at 3 a.m. and so he's worried that his competitors were there at 4. It's like, oh, boy. Yeah.
So
that type of intensity.
I love that, man. Oh, my gosh. So guys, what we just did, we're just going to do the offense.
You want to do some of the questions and stuff?
Yes. So I have the ones on Egris. Do you have the ones on Twitter?
I'll bring them up here. First, I wanted to do one other thing real quick. Leighlou, come in here real quick. I was going to introduce Leighlou. She's going to be doing our graphic designs this year. Come on, you just have to come over to the camera.
Hi.
Hey.
Lean down. You can say. There she is. Leighlou's going to be a senior this year at Central High School, and she's going to be doing our graphic designing again. So
that's awesome.
As soon as we get down here today, she's going to hop on the computer and do a little photoshopping for us. So she wanted to just come and say hi.
Yeah.
So.
Hi.
All right. Cool. Thanks, Leighlou.
Of course. You make sure you send me those.
I will. I got to send her the pictures.
And you're paying me this time.
No pro bono work this year, huh? You're supposed to be paid.
$10 each.
$10 a round. All right, you're sold. All right, that's a deal. $10 a show for Leighlou.
That's awesome. So
I'll bring up Twitter. So
yeah, I've got Egris here. Elrod Grizzly says, did you guys watch the spring game? If so, thoughts? I know Luke comes from the trenches. Have you watched tape in person on any of the incoming D linemen? Any favorites among the returning D linemen? Lastly, at this point, we return almost our whole offensive line, which not really. We've lost 2 starters.
Right.
How much does one last year of experience improve a guy in Luke's experience?
So, like, I mean, anytime you get these guys that we talked about, Klimzak coming back,
yep,
one more year with the same team, with the same guys at that position, same offense, same calls, like all that stuff's going to help with improvement.
That center position, the center position is even heightened more with that.
Yeah,
just exactly. With more repetition and more just getting to know each other.
like I said earlier, like that was one of the things that I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good for us.
Yeah.
The fact that we're getting him back, just because we need that consistency, I feel like.
Yes.
So, yeah, I think that's going to be huge for us. And the fact, like, again, Cannon's back, like that was a transfer that we got in. I love when we get these multi-year transfers, not just 1 year and done. So then they can kind of develop it and not necessarily just even their position, but develop just as a group.
Exactly.
You need to build that relationship with your teammates and understand how they, are fighting people back and forth and passing guys off and whatnot. So.
And then his second question was, have you watched tape on any of the people coming in on the D line?
I have not. Well, we lost Peavy. We all know that. So, and we'll break the D line down next week. So,
yeah, and all you know is we've got Ramos coming in. The staying there. He showed some promise in the spring game. I heard. Did you guys watch the spring game? No, because they won't make money because they just want to, because they're worried about people stealing their signs, I guess. Which is so.
Is that what they're worried about?
Bobby says that he doesn't want to give anybody out there that can watch the game any more leverage on what they're going to do. Well, everybody knows that you don't run anything that's going to be on your, like, it's nothing that you're going to. It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
And he always,
you're going to see there that you're not going to see the first game.
No.
Anyway, so.
Well, and Houck always says, hey, our best versus their best, we're going to beat them, right?
Right.
Well, here's an example of that.
Yeah.
If you're better than the rest of the people, then show it.
Well, that's the thing. It's like the other big boys do this. They televise all of the spring games.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
And they did it once because I watched it when they did the COVID year, right? You could watch those games.
Oh yeah.
On the on-demand Grizz, whatever they have.
Yeah.
And it was what? Like, I think it was like $10 a game. Then they did 2 games.
Yeah.
I don't understand why. I think
it's Bobby. I think Bobby just.
You've got to change. You've got to change a little bit.
So, like, if you want to get, like, again, recruiting, all this stuff, it's like, show it. We have the best stadium in the freaking country. Put on a spectacle. Show it. Like, it's like, use it.
Yep.
People show up for that. Make it a damn party and show it to everybody out there. We all want to see it. So,
and if you don't want it on there, put it on ESPN Plus.
Yeah, well, that's exactly. So,
like, get it out there. Like,
well, and if you're worried, like, make them pay. Like,
exactly.
It's just a spring game.
Yeah.
It's for the
give it to your NIL.
Exactly. Give it to your NIL. Yeah. I agree.
One last one for eGrizz. It says Olden Grizzly. How would you compare your podcasts as to what other pods do or say as far as the Grizz are concerned?
Huh?
Yeah. How would you compare your podcast? Well, there are a lot of podcasts out there, guys, which is awesome about Grizz Nation is we are fortunate to have different podcasts.
Yeah.
We do ours a little bit differently. Not to say that it's right or not. I enjoy listening to all sorts of podcasts.
Yeah.
I listen to the Grizz Fan Pod. I listen to ours.
That's the Grizz Fan Pod. That's just different. Those guys,
they
get to go to the game because they all live there and stuff.
Yeah, and then the Sideline Lackeys is another one that they do.
Yeah, and they've got good former experience and stuff like that. And their pods, they try to keep them to 45 minutes. They're really trying to keep them down. I know, like Adam and I, we try to do hour. We've been getting up to that 2-hour thing sometimes when we get to go. I mean, like, but to your point, I love listening to the Grizz Fan Pod guys because they're buddies of mine, and I love when they go on tangents and stuff. That drives some people nuts. We do try to stick to football and stuff. And like the one thing I always enjoyed before I was on here when I listened to Adam and Angel was like when you'd give all the Grizz updates. I was like, this is great because you get all these other updates too. And, it's just the good thing is, like you just said, they're all different.
They're all different.
But we're an FCS school and we have like 3 pods. Not to mention you got like Coulter doing some stuff.
Coulter,
You know,
and then
like
you got Riley's podcast.
Yeah, Riley's podcast,
and
like,
then what's his face has got the new one too, the voice of the Lady Grizz.
Oh yeah, Adam. No, is it,
what's his face? I can't remember his name.
I'm blanking right now.
But that's another one
to have sour wine or whatever.
Yeah,
yeah,
Ace,
not Adam. Ace, yeah.
Yep.
But to have all these and be an FCS school,
yeah,
most FCS schools don't have anything.
Yeah,
they're lucky to have one.
Yep.
I mean, this is more like FBS stuff getting this.
Yeah.
Like kind of coverage. It's just you don't have it. So we love talking about it. I still can't believe people like listening to us. Like I'm like, really? That's cool. Like this is kind of like we love talking about it and getting this out there. And we like that people like it, but they're all different. I think we should all, and I know like the guys in the Grizz fan pod the same thing. We should all be just grateful that we have all this. Like it's so awesome. Like that we get to listen to all this content between, the games and even off season. Like they put some out. We're finally putting one out. It's like at least we're getting some of that stuff to get us our Grizz fix that we need.
Yeah, and there's no bad blood. There's enough to talk about in Grizz sports it's not like.
Well, we even talked about somehow doing like a dual one time.
That would be cool.
Brent and I have talked about that. Like, hey, if we're in town and for a game, we should all just team up and do one night on a Sunday or something. How fun that would be. So
that would be cool. That'd be cool. But yeah, each podcast is different. I love, and I know Luke, you do too. I love hearing from people that listen to the pod.
Oh yeah.
That love listening and give us compliments and
yeah,
we listen to you all the time.
X or Facebook Messenger or whatever. Like I love it. Like some of the questions it's great. It makes us feel good. And we're glad that you enjoy it. So
yeah, that's what we do it here. Yeah. So you had the Twitter questions, right?
I got that up right now. All right. So first question comes.
It's hot in here. I'm not going to take my shirt off.
So at Day Martin, where do you think the D line is at? So
do you want to hold that question?
We're going to hold it for next time because we're going to talk about the defense then. The reason we split them up is because we knew like we're already at hour 17.
Yeah.
If we did both, this would be like a 4-hour pod.
Yeah, so, we started late, so we wanted to make sure that it was cut down a little bit. So
yeah, so it was like, this pod should have been out last week. I had technical difficulties and then work stuff and Anyways, we're getting all that figured out. Okay, so Day, we will address that next week. We won't forget about that. So, because I love talking D-line. All right, Mandy Taylor, at Quad Sister is her handle. Mandy, she says, welcome back. And how do you think Wortham will be utilized the most as a Grizz? Receiver, kick returner, running back? He's explosive. I'm excited to have him as a Grizz.
She said the most?
Yeah, where do we see him being used the most as a Grizz? Receiver, kick returner, running back?
I'd say probably kick returner first.
Yep.
Wide receiver second.
Yep. And then I'd say running back and then quarterback even.
Yep.
I think they're going to use it. But as far as like her excitement and his explosiveness, I agree. He's a guy that he came here expecting to get the ball. Like he is not expecting to sit on the sidelines. And I'm sure we enticed him like, we've got special plays for you. You see this stuff in a junior? We want you to do that for us. So like, I think it's going to be kind of this Junior Bergen, 2.0 different thing, but just like athlete, it's like get the ball and find out what happens. So yeah, it'll be exciting to see what happens with him.
Totally agree. All
right. Terrence, he says, sweet. He's excited that the pod's back. Love that Terrence listens to us.
Exactly. Hey, Terrence.
He said, you will probably already talk about this, but I would love to hear some type of analysis on each position group or something like it. Hot, warm, lukewarm, or cold, or maybe letter grades or something. And what position you would like to see more players added. Well, we talked about the offense. We'll get to the D-line. The D-line is really help. We'll talk about that next time.
Yeah, offensive line, I think we said it. We're happy with it. We want to know where the depth is going to be, and then just like the just development
Well,
is.
He asked for letter grades. Let's do that. I think that'd be fun. Let's do that.
Okay. So offensive line.
I'd say B.
I would say solid B. Yep.
Yeah, I'm saying B right now.
Wide receiver.
I'm gonna say also a B, just because I haven't seen a lot of them play yet. I'm gonna say
I'd say a B minus, just because we don't. There's a lot of. I know what we have. It's just until we see it on the field, it's just a question mark. Yeah. I understand that, and that's
right. It's just an uncertainty. Like I think that B could be like A+. An A minus, A plus. I mean, like I think it could be. It has the potential, but at the moment, I'm like B, just because I don't know.
But what we're hearing, what we're seeing, I'm not worried one bit.
Like right when I was saying that, I was thinking A minus right away, and I was like, I'm gonna go B. I'm just gonna go B plus, just because like I just don't know yet. So.
I think the floor right now is a B minus. Right. I think the ceiling is A plus.
Yeah, I agree. Tight end.
I would say A.
See, I was gonna say B.
Okay, because I think we've got returners coming back.
Where my worry is like I don't know where we're at in the receiving game. Not that we use tight ends a lot for receiver, but we do sometimes that over the middle and stuff. And like that's my only. I think our blocking and stuff like that is gonna be phenomenal.
And I've watched some film on Gale.
Yeah,
and that's where they're going to use him.
Gotcha.
And he's got the experience at UC
Davis. I'm gonna stick with B on them still too. So, running back.
A plus.
A plus. I agree. That's A plus. A plus. Running back. A plus. Like A plus. So, yeah. Quarterback.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna say C.
I'd say C minus. C minus.
It doesn't have anything to do with the talent.
No,
it has purely to do with how the coaches are going to use them.
Yep.
So I'm saying C. So.
I'd say C minus, D plus.
Yeah.
Just because I know how we have the talent to be in that BA range. Yeah, we have the coaches that are not making those.
C, but we could easily be in that B plus range.
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah, easily. If we had the coaches that made the right decisions.
Yeah. Kicker, punter, I'm going to say B.
I'd say B.
Yeah.
Just because I think it's solid, but I don't know the backside if someone gets hurt where we're going to go.
Same with returner. I'm going to say B plus to A minus, because I think between Wortham and Gilman, we could have, and even Deck, we could have a solid return.
Well, I think that's going to be the thing is who's going to get. I think Wortham's going to get the kick returns. Yeah. I think Deck is going to get the punt returns. But I could also see Gilman back there, Monty Gilman back there doing
right. Yeah, there's a lot of options back there. So.
Yeah, so cool. I'd say a hard B on that one.
Okay, awesome. All right, so I got Jesse Costello at Jessica Costello. 3 questions here. First one: realistic expectations for ceiling and floor record wise. So, I already said 12-0. That's
the ceiling.
That's the high, Okay. The floor, 9-3. That's floor.
The floor?
Yeah, 9-3. With 8 home games? Are you kidding me? And those, so here's the 3 losses that I could see. Okay. Or I guess it could be even 8-4. So 8-4. See, the worst losses could be Cats, Idaho, Sac, Weber.
Okay.
Or North Dakota, even.
North Dakota, yeah.
I like to think that. I don't even put that shit in there either. So, realistic, though, seriously, all seriousness, like, if you look at the schedule and all the changes that happen to their teams, 10-2, 11-1, like, isn't out of the question at all.
No. So, like, the floor, like, 7-5, 8-4.
8-4, I think, is the lowest we can.
I think, yeah. If we go 7-5, that's a
fireable offense, right there.
That is a catastrophic with the schedule that we have.
That's not making the playoffs. That's not that is garbage. Like that's
no.
So
I think 7-5, 8-4. Realistic.
Realistic. I think 10-2.
I think if we're not 10-2
or better, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're at least 10 wins with this schedule. And guys, you never know. We don't know who's gonna Sac State. They could be really, really good, or they could be a dumpster fire.
I think because it could be dumpster fire too.
Yeah.
I don't care how many talented people you bring in, they still have to play together. So
exactly.
All right. So his second question is how many transfers need to hit for success?
I'd say half.
Yeah, I'd say half too. It'd be awesome.
At least.
It'd be awesome if they all did.
Yeah.
But I mean, generally, I think that's what you're hoping for is like if they half of them show up and do pretty damn well, that would be awesome.
From our transfers, a lot of the defensive side, I think that we're expecting those transfers to be the guy.
Yeah, I think so.
And so, I think the offensive side of the ball, you're not expecting those guys to be the guy, except for maybe the offensive line.
Yeah.
But a lot of the defense,
well, again,
that's gonna be interesting.
Similar to last year, we went in thinking offense is looking awesome. And then all of a sudden the defense started playing better in the middle of the season. It was just hopefully the offense just stays high all year. And then his final question says, we beat the Cats, right? And I say yes. They don't have Thomas Touchdown anymore. Like that's gonna be their biggest thing as quarterback. He was their team, in my opinion.
They got that transfer in from Stanford. But he's the same thing on everybody else is those guys haven't played in college football. And this is what I was talking to one of my other buddies about this. What Tommy did for that team, I do not think you can replicate that.
No,
he did so much
NFL now. And
he did so much that you had to plan for him for that +1 run game that you're not going to find a person that can mimic that. You might be able to have someone that does that, but they're going to be it's going to be easier to game plan for that team.
We'll know a lot about the Cats once they play South Dakota State.
Yeah.
Are
they playing South Dakota State?
Yeah, they do.
Man, South Dakota State's got a big schedule. Holy cow.
They do. Yeah, they play them right away too in the season. So
wow.
I think we beat him. Plus, it seems like every year lately, whoever's got the home game that wins that
exactly.
Game. So
and it's in Missoula.
So. Yeah. All right. Cool. Thanks, Jesse. All right, Bridger Lord. He says, "Glad you're back, fellas. Thoughts on the useless preseason rankings? I haven't even seen him yet. Have you?
Oh, I have. Yeah, you want me to bring him up?
Yeah, I didn't even.
I'll bring him up.
And then he says, "How about men's tennis? Hell yeah! And track exceeding expectation. Both tennis and track killed it in the off season of football.
Yeah, they did.
And then lastly, he says, "What the hell is in that? In my opinion, O-line has been the big limiting factor since Houck returned. Good, but not elite. Do you think the new O-line coach can make a difference? I do think he can make a difference. I feel like we're getting guys like these JUCO guys and other stuff, and I mean, I guess I'm hopeful too. I'm always the optimist. Like I hope that with all his talent and stuff and his experience, that yes, he can make a big difference. So
yeah. So what was it? What was his first question? Sorry.
Thoughts on the useless preseason rankings.
Okay. What was his second?
How about men's tennis and track?
Okay.
They both killed it.
Yeah, they did amazing, and the track program is on the rise, which is awesome.
Tennis, they won the Big Sky, didn't they?
Yes, and they made it to the national tournament. Yes, too. They played Texas. Sorry, I'm trying to FCS rankings.
I thought I saw we were like 8th or 9th or something on one of Haley's polls or some shit.
Yeah,
I don't think the actual rankings are out yet.
No, they did their preseason, and I can't find.
Like I thought, I mean, like Hero and all them. I don't think they put them out until after the media days and stuff. I thought.
No, they did. Some of them did a top 10. I know that. I got my phone over. Where's my phone? It's over there. I know that we were 7, and so if you look at. I know NDSU was 1, Montana State was 2, And then I believe you had NDS or SDSU in South Dakota there.
Who's in that super jersey?
Here we go. Here's Craig's. So North Dakota State is number 1.
Okay.
Montana State number 2. Yeah. Incarnate Word number 3, which I think they're going to be good. South Dakota.
They got a nice school. When I was down in San Antonio, we drove by it. I was like, oh, there's Incarnate Word. I was like, that's a nice campus and stuff. So
nice.
Anyways.
Number 4, South Dakota. Number 5, South Dakota. Nope. Wait, South Dakota is ahead of South Dakota State.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow.
They have I believe they have their quarterback coming back.
Gotcha.
But they lost and I wouldn't put them above SDSU because they lost like their whole offensive line.
Yeah.
They got ravaged by that second coming of the portal, and they got ravaged. Their starting, they had like 5 guys coming back, and then they have 0 coming back now. Illinois State is number 6. Rhode Island is number 7.
What?
8 is Montana.
Oh,
9,
8 or 9. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
9 is Villanova. 10 is Tarleton State. 11,
you don't have to keep going.
11 is Sac State.
Oh, okay. I was like, so they're junk. I mean, it's without Thomas Touchdown or Trash Can Tommy, however you want to call it. MSU is not going to be the same team, and it's just a lot of these rankings are where you finished the last year. That's where they kind of throw you in there. So.
And I think they're going to be good. They'll be good.
They'll be good. They're not going to be like they were last year.
No, they'll probably be the preseason number 1. Just with the running backs that they have.
I hope that they are, because we suck when we're preseason number 1. Like, give it to them. It's usually when we're the underdog that all of a sudden we start playing well. So
Well, one thing that they have coming back, the neighbors, is their offensive line, that they're able to do that, but I don't think they had their Stanford guy during spring practice.
Yeah,
it's a huge thing for a quarterback.
Yeah, I think the quarterback situation is going to be their downfall this year. But that's just my opinion. So, because Tommy was the one who he was their it last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be, and we'll do a podcast of breaking that down, guys, of like the Big Sky and stuff.
Oh yeah, once we get through like the media days and stuff, then definitely we'll break that stuff down. So. Then we'll even break down the preseason polls and stuff when the actual
there you go. And the schedules and whatnot.
Yeah, we'll do all that. So
all
right. So we got one more question on X here. This is from Ashley Portnell. It says, thoughts on the staff. I was hoping to see a change at offensive coordinator and strength and conditioning. I thought we did have a change in strength and conditioning, but maybe I'm wrong.
No.
Maybe they just added one, because I thought they added somebody or something like that.
I think they added somebody. There was rumors that he was on the hot seat.
Okay, because it says it looks like we kept both. Are we going to have another season of the same old? We have
not.
Player talent. Do we have staff to utilize it? Well, you heard us talking. We hope that they figured this crap out, because we had the talent last year too, and they just seemed to piss it down their legs. So
and it's like the definition of insanity, thinking that doing the same thing and getting a different result, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see if this, and this is where I get frustrated. Is this a Bobby's going to do it his way and no one says anything because it's the good old boys club and they don't want to piss them off?
I'll tell you right now, just dealing with other leaders and stuff out there, and whether it's in business or coaching, the best leaders ask for feedback from the people that are underneath them and go, hey, tell me if there's something I'm not doing right, give me feedback.
How would you do this?
This is a two-way street here, so that we can make sure that we're all operating at the best of possible ability that we can. So I
think if we do not develop a quarterback this year, we definitely need to think about hiring a quarterbacks coach.
Quarterbacks coach or changing offensive coordinating.
So
Like,
I think
still think
both.
Pease can do it. Like I think
I think
We'll
Pease
see.
can do the offense. I think we need a quarterbacks coach. I think that's something. And you could there's enough guys that are out there that are Grizz guys.
Yeah.
If you just want to do,
well, like because we lost like Linehan and stuff, didn't we? I think he left.
I don't know. I haven't seen anything.
He's still there. I'm not sure. Like,
I think we'll check.
I'm not 100% sure. So,
but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see that. And I think that's the question of everybody is who do we have, right? And what are the coaches going to do?
Okay.
The only thing holding us back is question marks in the coaching staff.
Yeah, that's a big question. I got one more question that I had someone send to me.
So I don't see any. They don't have any of the. They don't have any of the Linehan on there or anything like that. They do have a player personnel video coordinator and NFL liaison.
What about our defensive line coach?
Defensive line coaches is Matt Linehan, but that's not his dad.
No, and his dad was just I thought he left.
Yeah, so, I think he did because I don't see him on there.
He was just our offensive analyst or whatever. All right, so here's our final question I got. This is from Griff Richard. He says, and I don't remember this. He said FCS, the championship game was played at the number 1 ranked team's home field. Like back in the day. He goes, how many more FCS? And I don't remember that. I know when we played Marshall, they just hosted it at that time. So
yeah,
maybe that was a long time ago that whoever the top team was hosted it.
Well, I know that in Marshall had it for a long time.
Yeah, they had it. And that's why they were there the 2 years. In either way, he said, how many more FCS championships would the Grizz have if they had played the game in Washington Grizzly? I would think we'd have at least 2 more. Like if we play that Villanova game in Grizz,
yeah,
I think we win that. And, because it's hard playing. I think, in 2000 when we played Georgia Southern, if we could have played them in Grizz, we'd have beat them.
Oh yeah.
So,
yep.
If we could have played Marshall in Grizz against Randy Moss, we're still losing that game.
No, we're still losing that game.
Dominated us. So
no, I think you're right about 2.
I think we could have like 2 more, maybe 3.
Yeah,
maybe 3.
Villanova for sure. Georgia Southern
for sure.
Didn't they play Richmond? Did they lose to Richmond?
I think we did lose. Yeah, because Grizz makes a big difference. I mean, those are intense teams, but yeah. 2, maybe 3 more. So that'd be sweet. But that's the reason why it's at a neutral field, so that it's that's the point. Even though Marshall wasn't neutral, but it's
And then if you want to look at it that way, would Bobby still be here?
Yeah.
Or we probably wouldn't have had Bobby that second term.
Yeah, who knows?
Because he would have got his Villanova national championship.
Yeah.
So
hard to say, but I mean that's also why I think they moved to Frisco, because you're not like Chattanooga doesn't have the opportunity to play. They try to move it to this kind of site that's away, so it's and I think it should be. It's kind of After I went to Frisco, I was like, oh, I get it now. I get why we have it here.
Well, I think Tennessee.
Job. I think kind of a destination. Like, I get it.
I think Tennessee will be a cool place too. And
Nashville, you mean? I mean, it's in Tennessee. I was talking about Chattanooga when we were there.
Yeah,
that was
Nashville. I think Nashville's holding it this year, right? For the next 2 years while they do renovations.
Is it 2 or 3?
I think it's 2. They do renovations 25 and.
I've always wanted to go to Nashville, so I'm like, come on, Grizz.
Yes.
Let's do it. Like, I got to see Frisco. Let's go to Nashville. That'd be awesome. So.
Yes, that would be awesome. Yeah. But, guys, like we said, we love hearing from you guys.
Absolutely.
Make sure you follow us. We are on Twitter, Fight on Montana. You can follow us.
I've been a little light on the old X and Twitter, but it's off season. It's
exactly.
During the season, pounding on it all the time, just throwing it out there. But
you can get us on Facebook. You can even get us on Egress. Sometimes you can hit us up there. We'll post things there. But reach out to us. We love hearing, we love chatting back and forth. A lot of you guys do that with us. Make sure you rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast, either on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, wherever you can get a podcast. You can get us there. Also, we are part of the FCS Fans Nation podcast network, so you can find our beautiful mugs, my red old face up here because I'm dying. You can see us there as well. But we can't thank you guys enough. We're glad we're starting to do these again. It's been a while. Thanks for listening, and thanks for staying with us. I want to this year. We want to get more of you listeners out there. So let's spread the word.
More questions and stuff too.
Yep.
Love doing the questions, and I mean, hour 40. That's not too bad.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Next, we're gonna hit up defense. Like, I can't wait to talk about the defense.
That might be a longer pod. I think the defensive side of the pod.
Yeah, I think that might be a little longer. We got a little more questions on the defense. So
yep. So, all right, guys. Well, until next time, you guys have a good one.
Go Grizz.
Go Grizz.